All right, so this is what I like. Just got up to this pool building and the rain just started. So we should be under cover today during prep work, staying nice and dry. I really don't think it's going to be that much prep. Everything looks pretty much to grade. Little hump there. We'll probably have to put foam board down the perimeter. We usually do that, but we'll wait and see what this one calls for, because sometimes they are different and I don't want to speak too soon. So we'll just wait for the rest of the guys to get here and yeah, hit the ground running. All right, folks, word has come down the pipe. We got to get blue board in here. We actually look pretty good mapped right there as far as depth goes. The bottom of that lowest metal flange, right where you can see daylight there, that's where we want top of foam. Top of concrete is on the flange, the drip edge above that. So I'm going to take the heel of the bucket and just very gently roll that in to help compact it a little bit more, and it'll also help flatten it out. I'm going to reposition a little bit. Now you got to be careful when you're swinging, because this hangs over the tracks. The back end of this will hang over the tracks, and you don't want to swing into the building, obviously. So we can pivot the bucket, scratch this a little bit, pull it that way so we're not bringing back a big giant pile. Turn this down a little bit. Sometimes when you have these machines idled all the way up, they get a little jumpy. So we came down that wall running with the wall until we got to this corner, and then I didn't really have enough room. I chose to do that because this is a 3-foot bucket, so it ensures that I am coming out enough for our 2-foot foam. Doing it this way, I can probably get a little bit closer to the wall, just the way I'm able to roll that bucket all the way out. Still don't want to hit the wall. But now that I'm in the corner, I don't really have that capability to keep running with the wall. So just gotta finagle it, and then as soon as I get back to where I should be 2 feet away from that wall, I can reposition and run along this wall and do the same thing. And hopefully we're done and out of here in the next hour or so. Make sure there's no pipes behind me. Alright, so once again we got to a position where we had to come straight into the wall with the bucket and just pull that dirt out. We are relatively close to our grade. However, it needs to go down a little bit, maybe like a ½ inch to 1 inch. And it also needs to get flattened out a little bit. So I'd rather take my time and get it as close as possible, knowing I'm being safe with everything, than to try to hurry up and get too close with the machine, ding the wall, break a pipe, anything like that. You know, this is a construction job, so I fully anticipate on always having to do some sort of physical work for the fine tuning. Shift over a little bit. Or if you have a guy like Matt on your crew, he'll just jump in wherever and do whatever he needs to do, because that's what Matt does over there running a shovel. Just to be clear, I was anticipating on doing that when I was done. All right, so we got the perimeter lined with foam, as you guys can see. Tommy's on the mini skid bringing us stone in. Matt's on the transit laser checking our heights. We're a little bit low, which is a good thing. Just bring in a dusting of stone. He'll spread it around, and we'll rake it and fine tune it. So right now my dad and I are doing layout for rebar. That is on its way. Doing a 5-foot by 5-foot grid. This will be climate controlled and everything, so nothing really heavy going on it. So that should be plenty. Gotta be careful of that overspray. Don't get it on that nice siding. That time of the year we got to restock on all the truck supplies, orange paint being one of them. All right, now we just wait. What? Yeah, I got mine in there. Now we just wait for stone and rebar to show up so we can finish getting that prepped over there. The guys are working on that. You can see Jim running the tamper. Tommy's spreading, Matt's raking and checking. Now that we're all caught up over here, I'll go ahead and help those guys. I really like having these because now when I bring rebar in here, I can show you that I'm not going to be the one that hits the door. So if somebody does, you know it's not me. Now we'll just drop them right on our marks. Someone can get on tying once we get a nice grid going and be ready for tomorrow. Two-foot overlap.
Morning, everybody. Just pulled up to the job site. It is 6 a.m. and it is 10 degrees outside. We're going to be pouring in that room right over there. Hopefully it's not too bitter cold in there. No heat, but it's insulated and all closed up. So I came up here nice and early. I brought our Mango power station. I talk about this several times on videos. It's a nice alternative to generators and running the truck's power inverter all day. So we'll get a heater plugged into this. Maybe go grab a quick bite before the mixer gets here. Watch your step, it's a little bit slippery. So we're gonna pour this floor, this half tomorrow, because tonight it's dropping down to about 25 degrees. No garage doors on yet. Going down this ramp. Okay, gotta get the heater. Okay, I know it's quite dark in here. It's powering up. It was on. There we go. Okay, 100% charge. Let's get some heat going in here. Okay, AC on and heater on. Voila. Okay, I get this fueled up. We're good. You can see the heater's glowing orange hot. It's going to be quite comfortable in here. We're about 30 by 48, 20 yards, 21 yards. Let's go grab some coffee, maybe a quick sandwich, and we'll get started. All right, we are just about ready. You can see I have a stack of blocks on both sides. And we don't want to hurt that door. I'll screw through there. Now we can roll right over that.
You want to screw this on?
I got this one.
Okay.
No, this was, because that way we can break it down quicker. Let me find this other board. Right there. Okay. Yeah, we can roll right over that.
Same option.
Yep, right to those. Now these I could screw. We don't have to break it down. Yeah, just butt it right to it.
Butt it?
Good. We can slide these over. Just working underneath these wires. Looks like we're in good shape. Plenty of room.
All good. I'll just ride up with you.
It's gonna be cold up there.
Sorry, good.
So we brought a broom down in case you need to raise those wires up. Looking good.
Good.
Both trucks the same size, right? He's not. You had Tim.
Yeah.
We had a good foot clearance.
Yeah.
The other truck gonna be good, you think too?
Should be. He's an Oshkosh.
Okay.
I'm a Terra.
Oshkosh versus Terra. We'll see. Okay. You staying up there?
Yep.
Okay.
Great.
Whew. Okay, let's go pour some concrete. Okay, pulling the mixer up here. Now that it's light out, I won't buckle my seatbelt. I'm just going around the bend here. Sun's coming up. What a nice venue, huh? Look at that field. This is the new building they're putting up. I'll see you inside. Okay, here we go. Buggies are cleaned out. See how this works over the ramp. Don't take it nice and wide, straight in. Watch your head. And so on. Okay. So we use the laser to set the point to wall, and mark it. Now I know I'm straight. Just let Tim run too. I can't breathe in it. And we'll wait, maybe it won't get so bad in here. Okay, we ran the heater a little bit yesterday, a little bit through the night. The Mango Power E down to 75%. So we lost 25% of battery. Running a heater for about 6 hours. Mango Power E if you're interested. I talk about that a little bit. We did a review on it last year, so I like to update it and show that we do use the products that I review on the channel. So we had a laser set up, broadcasting a beam. We set a nail and a pin, top of concrete, all the way around there. Our rebar grid. Now you're gonna say, hey, they're not up on chairs, because we bring the buggies in and it crushes all the chairs. It's a huge waste of money. So we pick them up as we go, and we do a good job at getting them up into concrete. We're gonna start pulling back in this corner. Probably pull it down here by the way they have the mats, and then we'll turn and do this row out and just work our way up to the door. No lip on these doors, just a straight plane all the way out. We'll put a slight taper right at the garage door right here, a slight taper out. Rainwater, snow, hopefully it runs out and not under the door. Plastics up for splash guard. We are ready to go. All right, just adding some calcium chloride to the mix to help generate heat. Sometimes I mix it up in a bucket and let it dissolve. Other times I just dump it in the truck. As long as you get a good mix. Notice how I'm putting it in slow and mixing as I'm putting it in. That way it's through the whole load and not just on the top half. Try not to exceed 2%. Wash those fins down. That you don't want to get a concentrate of it in that first buggy. And away we go. Get a barrel while I'm waiting. Yeah.
Starting this morning off, power buggy in this nice 47 by 47 full building. Don't tell him that.
Huh?
Don't tell him that. He will.
No, I don't know how to break.
Alright, so Tony is out, and on jobs like these where 30 yards is going to be really close, you want to make sure you try to scrape every single piece of concrete from under this flat. It gets us maybe an extra shovel full of concrete, but it also helps the mixer drivers get cleaned up easier. If there's one thing I know about Tony, he likes having an easy cleanup. That was weird. All right, so now that we're done buggying, go ahead and get this last sill on. Get a pin in. We'll run a level from this one to that board and make sure this is all nice and level. All of our sills hit the same plane. Footer, maybe. Boy, this is why you got to watch doing this with these grade pins. They just get chucked outside with nails in them. So, Matt, Tommy, and Jim are on the floor putting first pass on first truck. They said they are good for the moment. So I believe me, Tim, and my dad are going to start putting these forms in. We're coming to the back side of this window, out 6 feet. I'm going to double check on that. We'll get our start point and our corner point set for distance and fall, pull with string, and then run pins to that. 6 feet out, right? Okay. So, I don't know what happened to my good tape measure, but I'm using my loaner tape for right now.
Sorry. This board's cut already 6 foot 3/4.
Okay, is that for under here? 6 foot off that J?
Off, correct.
Okay.
I don't know if you want it as a gauge.
So, we'll just run her. We'll just run with tape. But, I mean, we could put that in
6 foot 3.
as soon as we're done. She got to come out up here about a foot. And okay, so about right there. And what I like to do is set my string nail prior to nailing it on the pin. That way you don't shake it loose. But now we can hook our string onto that nail, run it down. You want to jump down to the corner and set your 6, and then we'll just string it. And then you don't shake the pin loose by putting that stringer nail in. Okay, so we got a straight edge here. Our concrete height at the building is going to be right at the bottom of the J channel. And I know I'm high. I should just take it down probably 3 inches. But let's just double check.
There's your 6-footer if you want to throw that in there.
Okay. I'm just trying to set height right now. Just touching the line. We want 2% fall, which is 1/4 inch per foot. So we're putting our end board in. This is where high school math comes in. Not one of my strong suits, but we're learning it in our adult life. 3, 4, 5 triangle. So we come out 4 foot, out 3 foot, and then our hypotenuse, how about that word, should be 5 feet. So I need to take this end out a smidgen more. 5. Okay, so that's right on our 3 foot crow pecker there. This is on our 4 foot. Everything's lining up with our 5 foot hypotenuse. So we know this board is square off the house.
Okay, home stretch on this project. 6-foot apron off the front and 20 feet around the side. We couldn't get the plastic to stick on there. Everything's wet from the dew. They're just trying to keep the splash to a minimum. Concrete's a little bit loose, but not too bad. So the first concrete that comes down, it could have a little extra calcium from the wash down. So we usually spread a little bit and then top it with some good stuff. Push that all on the bottom, rods up, and then top it. "20, 30 feet to go. Done straight edging for the week." That's a good truck. See how the concrete's mounding up? That's kind of what we want. We don't want to just put it on the ground and have it flow everywhere because it's so wet. Like here, 6 foot out, so we'll do like a 6x6 pad coming down. What I want to see is a cut off of each corner of the garage door. And that's 10 foot. That's a little bit too long. So we're going to go ahead and throw one center. So these will be a 4x6 column pad. Repeat, repeat, repeat all the way down. Double cuts off the corner for good crack protection. So stay tuned, you can see that. But I think that'll look real nice. As well as we're wrapped around that corner a little bit with our expansion joint and the siding coming down. So to relieve that corner, we'll put a control cut right there. That's why we're doing that. Let's go. First thing you do, scrape it down your 2x4, your form material, clean all that debris off, lay it nice and flat, and roll it back. It is that simple, keeping slight in pressure against the 2x4 in the direction you're going. You want everything nice and full, nice and flat. As you move down, clean that off. And repeat. Okay, so I just started at the doorway where we can't reach on this wall. Nice clean broom on this side. Lay it right against the channel, the J channel. About a 6-inch pull out. Just trying to keep that J as nice and crisp and clean as we can. Now when we broom, we can start the broom from right here and pull it out and it'll look good. So shop towel with me. One final clean on this. And then right along the bottom. Once it gets wet, it just smears. So take your time and clean that off, because you know the homeowners are gonna see it. Okay, concrete's all broomed. Putting a finished edge mark on it. Keep in mind my camera's about 6 inches away from the concrete. I'm showing you slow and flat. Out in the sun was nice. The shade line, you have to really slow it down. Voila. Take care of these intersections now. Everything has its place, but I like a finished edge mark and finished joint marks. Want these nice and crisp and sharp. Blending that point right down when you get to the intersection. One more. What do you think? Home stretch here around the corner. You can see how I feathered against the building. Matt's finishing that up. J channel's nice and clean. Siding's clean. Nice tight broom work. Nice soft transition up there at the building. Rain due in 3 hours. Okay, just doing the final touches. Our joiner on the stick. Now we can easily stretch that. Nice smooth transition all the way out. Here's the cut layout I mentioned earlier. Center door looks real nice, as well as good crack protection. That's our saw line. See if we can get one more. Nice and tight. Snap it back. Good. Okay, as we're finishing up saw cutting, Tommy's cleaning up out here. That's how we like to leave our projects. Good, coming together real nice. Still no rain. I think we're in the clear. Okay, what a fun project. We started this at the beginning of the week. There was 3 inches of snow everywhere. I think it was 18 degrees for the low. Now I'm almost down to a t-shirt. March in PA, that's what happens. Saw cuts are all done, cleaned up. We just took the plastic off. Everything turned out real nice for them. Still no rain until 1. They even backed it up a little bit to 2 o'clock. So we are in good shape. All right. As always, thanks for tuning in to Conquer with the Hosses. We'll see you on the next one. Don't be late.